I'm here with Rich Reinhardt, the owner and operator of the Wisconsin Musky Expo, who's kind enough to invite me out and many other bait makers that I work with regularly who showcase their products. So thank you, Rich. Really appreciate it, and I appreciate what you're doing here.
You do a great job on your videos.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Great job. So
anyway, how many years have you been running the Musky Expo?
Well, this year is the 14th year, 14th season. This is my 57th season musky fishing coming up. So just thankful that I'm here to do it.
You've got a few on me, I think.
Yeah, I think I got a couple, you know. But as you can see, we got a huge, that line probably will go back all the way to Holiday Inn right now. It's going to get more and more. So people, I think, love the show. You know, I mean, we have a lot of hard to find baits here. That's probably the key thing. That's
very true. There's a lot of guys here that have baits that people regularly comment about trying to find on my channel, and they're all right here. You got like Topline and Rusty and all the different bait makers that regularly, you know, people are really looking for. So kudos to you for figuring out how to get all of those guys in one small space. So.
I've been in this business a long time, and one of the things I do, I mean, when I first met Rusty, you know, Rusty was probably making 10 baits a week or whatever, something like that, 10 baits a week. But, you know, I saw, you know, what I look at is the bait itself. And it's a big thing with me. There's a lot of baits in the market. By no means am I saying that any bait's bad. But the fact of it is, there are just some baits that stand out. The biggest factor is a lot of people complain about these baits today. You know, oh, you know, my $20 bait will do the same thing. It's not.
I agree 100% with that.
You know, it just, you know, you made a statement a long time ago on one of your videos, and it was amazing to me because, you know, it took me, you know, years, you know, of time on the water that I found that fish really, you know, like baits that basically rolled. They were baits that roll side to side, are very productive. And so when the guys in the line had questioned me about that, and it's like they go, "How do you know that?" And I said, "I don't. It's the time on the water that taught me that." And I think today, you know, so coming from your mouth, I was watching one of your videos one day, and you actually stated that. You said, "Hey, you know, I find that baits that are rolling," I'm going, hallelujah. A young guy actually figured it out, you know, because of time on the water. A lot of guys making statements because of what they heard or what they read, and that's not what it's about.
Yeah, no, thank you, Rich. I appreciate you watching and inviting me up here. I'm going to keep making the rounds and talking to some of these guys, and yeah, have an awesome show. You're doing some cool stuff up here.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right, first stop at the Wisconsin Musky Expo. I'm here with the one, the only Angling Anarchy, Brian Scaife. Brian, how many years have you come to the show?
Since it started, so pretty much all 14 years, starting out with Esox Assault Tackle, and then my father-in-law, who we owned Esox Assault Tackle, he bought Chaos Tackle and then just built it from there. So we've been coming here, and I've known Rich Reinhardt, who runs the show, for 14 years now. And this is really cool because this is the first year I'm at this show and actually have my own booth.
That is cool.
Not a ton here, but just a place to hang out and talk to people. Have a couple of the custom baits that we've used in Iowa. Some of Rusty's custom lures, the glides I've used on there. Some Medusas, some of Lee's baits that I've caught some of the big green bay fish on. So really looking forward to it. It should be a fun day.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. If you were to pick one lure that you were super pumped about for the season, what's it going to be? That's on your wall back here.
It's on the wall right here?
Yeah.
I got a Rusty's Crackhead. So this thing is really cool. It's actually, so imagine a soft plastic swim bait, but the pike can't nip the tail off. This little tail back here, it rotates very nicely back and forth, just like a soft, like a Poseidon or a swimming dog would, but it's pike proof basically. And then it's got the little prop in the front that grinds. But he's got a couple different shapes of this. The wide belly one like this. He's got one that's a little bit longer. But this is the one I'm most excited to use this year, for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, dude, thank you so much. We'll let you get back to it and won't take any more of your precious time.
Right, thanks, brother.
See you in like 3 weeks.
Yes, you will.
All right, we're here at the Chaos booth with Trevor from Chaos Tackle. Trevor, what is new and on tap this year for Chaos with the show season?
Yeah, so every year at the shows, we've got a bunch of custom colors that are going to be only available at the shows. As soon as the shows are over, however, we're going to have them on the website. So probably by the time this video's out, we're going to have these on the website, but we've got them in our rubber baits as well as all of our hard baits. So make sure to check out the website after the shows, and we will have those on, colors you may never see again. All right, another thing that we've got is the 9.6 Moab. We've been making the 9-foot for quite a while, but the 9.6 is amazing. If you're like me, you throw big bucktails, this is the rod for you. Got enough backbone to pull everything in easy without wearing you out. It's got the length to cast the light but hard pulling bucktails, rubber as well. So that's another rod that you'll want to check out. Definitely a big bait rod.
So Trevor also owns and operates Trophy Time Leaders and Lures.
Yes, sir.
And not only leaders, but also lures. So we've got some rubber baits and some cranks, and I'm going to flip the camera around and let Trevor break down some of the offerings that he has with Trophy Time.
Yeah, so I've got crankbaits, everything from 3 inches to 9 inches, and they are all built great, built to handle muskies, even like the 3-inch baits, plus they're all weighted. You know, you get a lot of small baits, like bass-sized baits, you can't throw them on a musky rod because they're not weighted good. These are all weighted to handle muskies and cast easily on musky gear. We've got the soft baits, bucktails, and all the leaders you could need. I did make new leaders this year with the blades on them, so casting or trolling, they are amazing. Throw them on pretty much anything, but whatever you need, leaders, baits, hard baits, soft baits, I've got live bait rigs, all of that you can get at Trophy Time Leaders and Lures.
Yeah, hey, this is Babe from Big Guy Baits. We're here at the Wisconsin Musky Expo today. Opens at 2 p.m. I think. This year I brought the Slim Bushes, which is a shorter style. It's a number 7 mag. The unique bends we put in the bucktails really thump. And then as always I got the number 9 ambushes. And then I got my 7-inch countdowns. These things are really taking the world by storm. They drop really slowly, and you can crank them out, drop them over a reef. And then I got the hot dog slappers, big to do over there. People are like, why'd you get rid of them? You can run them over shallow cover, real quick, real nice, easy to use. 9-inch countdowns, 7-inch shallows if you want to work over some heavy cover, some thick weeds, those are great. And then new this year is the 8-inch twitch with the aluminum lip. You guys that fish the Canadian Shields and really rocky, you can beat the hell out of those lips and they rise up real slow. And then we got the lippy baits, new company I kind of merged with. And then we got the little rooster, nice thick tail on it. And then you got the big rooster here, real thick tail, even got a rooster on the tail. And then you got my flap tails. So that's about all we got for the show this year.
Hey, this is Mike Conklin with Conklyn Lures at the Wisconsin Musky Expo this year. Booth full of my pedigrees, which basically has a blade on the back, side-to-side glide bait, tight, very tight pattern, keep it more in the fish's range. When I go to the one I originally started with is the glitch. It's a tinsel glitch. I had just a touch of tinsel on the back side of that back hook. Gives a little flare. And then the third one this year, this is the new one for the year, this is the pacifier. It has an aluminum lip on the front. It's weighted, but it also has a weight insert in the bottom to give you a little more hang time if you want. And then the blade on the back of that gives a nice little squeal as it rolls through the water. So that's the lineup for this year, and been very successful on it.
Hi guys, Colin from CC Lures here. We're at the Wisconsin Musky Expo in Wausau. We're debuting our Plop Plop Flap. This is half globe, half flap tail, so you get kind of mix of both worlds. On those, we have our 9-inch and 8-inch bladed dive and rise, as well as a tail dive and rise. Then we got our 8-inch swim bait, half wood, half tail, easy replaceable, just a double-sided screw in there. Plop that right back on, you're back fishing in 5 minutes. Then we have our laden crank. This is 6.5 inches with a size 4 hatchet on the back. So you get a cranking action with a little bit of a blade action in the back. Then we have that as well in our tail model. So that's kind of our rundown on what we got, so come check it out. Thanks, guys.
It's been a long time coming. Finally get to meet the man, the myth, the Topline legend in person, here with Topline Adam at the Wisconsin Musky Expo.
I was excited to be here. It was a long drive to get here. It was almost 12 hours, but we drove through the night. We got here a good time. Plenty of time. We just got set up, and we're just going to be working with some hooks and stuff, but I'm real excited to see how this crowd is.
You got quite the spread here, dude. So what are you most excited about to bring to Wisconsin this season?
Well, I know Wisconsin's a small bait market, but I brought quite a few of the XLs, thanks to Mr. Vavrock over here, and I've had a bunch of messages about them. This is my personal favorite bait to throw out of anything in my lineup.
That looks just absolutely money.
But I brought a few of the jointed ones, which I don't make many of, but they work extremely well. And obviously I got a bunch of the regulars, mini dipsticks. What else? I even got some time to actually finally build some rippers, which I haven't built rippers for a few years, and kind of got cleared out at the Odyssey, but this is all I could get for this one. And then of course with the Mav Twitch that famously came after Mr. Vavrock himself. He seemed to do a lot of damage on those, so I had to make sure I got a few of those.
Yeah, the suspension on these is just killer, and that's what really I think does well, especially in like when you're fishing them in the spring, because like you guys, the fish are pretty well along for you once your season opens, but for us, we can fish them all year round. So having that suspension in the spring when they're a little bit more lethargic is pretty crucial, I think, and that's I think what makes those baits unique.
Honestly, I throw these when I fish Nipissing, especially midsummer when the fish are just off, and we've had really good luck. Caught a couple 48s, 49s on them, and again, they usually hit it when it's just sitting there, and it sits there for a long time in their face. So when things aren't going right, sometimes you got to downsize, and that works even in our Canadian waters.
Awesome.
And then another crankbait that I came out with this year was another style of minnow that I've been working on for a long time, and I think I told you the first fish that we ended up catching on that was actually a 54-incher on Lake of the Woods, so I think that was a sign. I think we had something, and there's been a bunch of fish caught on it ever since, so I brought a few of those as well. And then the last baits I brought are the Nomad Shads, which seem like those Minnesota guys are going to be pretty excited about because they have that really tight, fast wobble. And,
Those would be good. Those would be good early season.
And these ones are actually, I would say the straight version, you can actually cast pretty good.
I definitely will be doing that with mine.
And I would say the join ones are not so good for casting because they wander a lot.
Okay.
And they work better with constant speed, but great trolling bait. When I first tested them, we had 2 fish in 8 minutes of runtime. So that was a good start on the Nomad, and this is fishing the Great Lakes where I fish, so we kind of had something there and we got some out, but I brought some also to the show for everyone here.
Awesome. Thanks, dude. Have an awesome show.
Appreciate it.
All right, here with Ben Duke of Duke's Dozers Musky Spinner Baits. Pretty new to the scene, but his baits have been crushing some huge fish lately, and I'm sure that he is jacked to be here at the Wisconsin Musky Expo.
I am.
And bringing his craft with him. Ben and I have talked several times on the phone, in lives, all the things. So I'm pretty familiar with his stuff. So what are you most excited to bring here to Wisconsin?
Besides obviously all the baits, trying some new baits, especially spinner baits in this area. It seems like they're not really a big thing. We want to try and push the baits in this area because spinner baits, obviously they work for everything and they really work for muskie. One of the things that we did bring this weekend is our spinner bait arms. I make 3 different arms. I got 2 on display right now. You have the Jackhammer and the Buster Jr., and a lot of people out here haven't really seen these. And the whole point of having these things is for the swim baits. Can you actually grab that rover over there? Right there in front of Luke. So the whole point of the arms is, for example, this is a rover swim bait, okay? And you have your arm here on the front. And what it is basically just another tool in your toolbox to get a fish to bite. So instead of throwing just a swim bait and getting that rack action that you're already going to get, now you're going to have that extra thump in the front and your weight in front. You can have any kind of weight. I do ½ ounce to 1 ounce, up to 2.5 ounce for heavy current. And it's just something new in your toolbox that, especially around here, fish haven't seen. So might help you put that fish in the boat.
Speaking of lures that fish haven't seen,
Yes.
I'll let you run down this with your Canadian compadres.
Well, so we talked about the rover. Can you hold that?
Yeah.
And this is another bait. This is called the Toddy Tickle. This is a Warhammer made by Todd Dahl up in Ontario, Canada. He makes two models, the 11-inch and the 14-inch. It's a great swim bait. People all over from our area, out east, Canada, New York, that whole area are crushing on this bait just like they are with the rover. Something that's not really out here too much, and I brought a handful of them because I really want people to start using them out here because it's something that a fish hasn't seen before. And like I said, if it's brown, it's food. So
That's right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll let you get back to it. Thanks a bunch for taking the time, dude. Have an awesome show.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. At the Musky Expo, I found some hometown boys. The Ridgway Customs brothers are here in full force representing the home state. We're here hanging out in March, which might seem like the wrong choice for me, but happy to run into these guys up here.
Hey, how's it going, guys? We're excited for the Musky Expo this year. We've got a lot of product here, including the new flowage forage pattern that you northern Wisconsin boys should love. Another thing that we're looking for is the new soft tail. I'm building them in the 8-inch, and I'm also building them in the 7-inch, and they are absolutely on fire. So get here early and
How many fish so far, Matt, on the
6 so far already this spring, and it's, what's the date, March what? So
14th.
So yeah, they're going to be on fire.
Ice has been off for 8 days.
Yep.
6
yep.
fish.
Yep. Any water temp, they're hitting.
Charlie, what do you got?
Also showcasing the Fathom gliders.
Nice.
These are running deeper than most gliders, which I prefer, so hopefully you guys find a way to utilize these in your tactic.
Hello, I'm Max with Cougar Baits Fishing Lures. We're here in the Wisconsin Musky Expo. This year, we're bringing back some of the fan favorites, whether it be the Dirty Dancer over here, our hair jig, this little guy. And we're also bringing back the other fan favorite, which is our Coug spins, or Musky underspins. But this year we're also bringing a brand new bait, the Floozy. It's kind of a chatterbait, spinnerbait hybrid. This bait's been really good to me this year, and I'm really happy to showcase it with a lot of awesome musky fishermen this year.
First off, I want to say thanks to everyone who came out to Wisconsin Musky Expo and chatted with me. Man, you guys know how to make a guy feel special, so greatly appreciate that. With that said, I had way too much to pack into just one video for all of the Wisconsin Musky Expo. So I'm going to break it into 2 parts. So for those of you still watching, thank you for watching to this point. I appreciate every single one of you watching, and for the support that you have shown the expo, shown me, and most importantly, all of the bait makers that show up and do their incredible work regularly so we can catch all the fish. But anyway, part 2, I am going to drop it tomorrow, so be ready, same time, same place, just different day, and I'll catch you guys in that one. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.